Stronghold Crusader 2 Review. Welcome for another fantastic video game review. It's been almost 3 years since my Stronghold 3 review, and today we are reviewing Stronghold Crusader 2, the long-awaited sequel to the original Stronghold Crusader. Now, I am very happy. I've played it quite a bit so far, and I'm actually really happy, a lot happier than I actually was with Stronghold 3. Obviously, there's a lot of people that weren't very happy with Stronghold 3. But then again, there are a few features that we would have loved to have seen from Stronghold 2 maybe into Stronghold Crusader 2 here. And of course, like in Stronghold 3, obviously that's what made 3 not so good. But Stronghold Crusader here, I think did a very good job, especially jumping from 1 to 2. We go from 1, which was many years ago when it was made, and we had not really 2D graphics, but it looked 2D, and now we're into a 3D kind of game. So we're going to jump right in real quickly here. And I want to show you a quick clip that I did with the tutorial. They did an excellent job with the tutorial. They have the text, and they have a person speaking the tutorial. So I mean, if you're new to the game and don't know what you're doing, the tutorial's great. So I'll show you that here real quick.
Click on the military buildings icon and place a barracks, sire. We are going to arm
so as you
some
can
of the
see,
peasants.
clear voice,
Magnificent.
entertaining voice, very basic instruction.
Left click on
There
the
for you
barracks,
to
sire.
see in the
Open its
text.
interface.
There for you to hear
With no
every
weapons
step of the
made,
way.
we can only
If you're
arm
new to
our
the
peasants
game,
with simple farm
this
implements.
tutorial system
Click
is
and
going to help you
create 5
tremendously,
armed
and it's going to make you
conscripts
enjoy
now,
this game that much more.
Outstanding. Right-o. Just in time, sire. It appears that a ferocious lion has been sighted near
Okay,
the
now
village.
after looking at the tutorial, I want to jump right into like the screen here. As you can see, when you click on single player, you have learning campaigns, and as you can see, there are only 3 campaigns here. The first one was pretty well easy in Lionheart that I did. The preparations, I would assume, is kind of not necessarily a tutorial, but it actually it's the first part of the campaign. Of course, Lionheart, the first one I did, is basically you are just attacking a castle as Lionheart.
King Richard has arrived in the Holy Land and is impatient for victory.
And we're going to go ahead and skip that. Sorry about that, guys. But basically, I want to show you how some of the
Sire,
combat
how
works.
exciting. This is the first time King Richard has entrusted you with
And
his
of
vanguard.
course, a thing I want to point out specifically, the edges of the map are not like made of stone like from Stronghold 3. So that's a fantastic thing. Of course, we'll get into more details later, but here, let me unpause the game.
All right.
Preparing.
I like how you can select all the units down here in the corner if you just want a specific unit that you've selected.
We will fight with
You
courage.
can pick one of the
Swordsman.
units, and you select those 10, which is great.
Looks like it's battle time, sire. You'll forgive
Now, the
me if I
scribe
find it
is
all a
actually
bit
kind of funny and
easy.
interesting to listen to,
Sire, this subject
but
matter
he
is
could be
setting the very
annoying
heavens
sometimes. But
themselves alight.
it's very interesting.
Keep
And
your
of course, we
helmet on,
have, as you can
squire.
see, there's a little bit of weather in this campaign. We're ordering our catapults to open fire onto the walls. As you can see, very neat looking 3D graphics as the walls are being torn apart. Basically, just like in the old games, your objective here would be destroy the wall and take control of the heap here where, what would you call it, the Arabian guy is. So, back in the single player screen here, one of the features a lot of people like to see is the sandbox mode, where you can just basically work with the economics and even military parts of the game. As you can see, there are only 3 maps here, but that's not too depressing. Of course, Firefly Studios will obviously probably release new ones, and a great new feature that they added, community maps. You could actually, I would assume, you're going to be able to make your own maps and then download other people's maps. So it's not just us relying on Firefly Studios, but these maps are actually not that, I mean, they're not huge, but they're not small either, so that's a huge improvement from Stronghold 3. But you can't really compare this game to Stronghold or Stronghold 2 or Stronghold 3, because this is actually a sequel
Greetings,
to
sire.
the first Stronghold
desert
Crusader,
awaits you.
which was
Place your stop.
made quite a long time ago. But as you can see, we don't have a lot of options. I mean, whenever we're rotating buildings,
Stockpile, my lord.
there's just one
Sight your
90
granary,
degree
sire.
turn. Granary. You can still move your lord around, which is kind of a neat feature that they added and actually was existent in the original game. Now there is one thing that I have not figured out, like for the gatehouse. I cannot figure out how to close the gate. From what I read, they just automatically close when enemies are nearby. So you don't really have control over the gatehouse anymore. But the thing is, they just automatically close when the enemy comes by, but your people still can go through it even though they're closed. So basically it's just a barrier that keeps the enemy out, but your people can still, function and actually go through it. So there's that. As you can see, we've got our basics like a wood camp, a stone quarry, your iron mine, all the basic buildings that you would see in the original Stronghold Crusader. Now, I know a lot of people, whenever you're looking at this, you're probably going to get the first impression, yes, you can't see inside the buildings. That's a downer. But you just can't expect that. You can't compare this to Stronghold 2 and Stronghold 3 because this is its own sequel to Stronghold Crusader. So you can't see inside the buildings. A new thing they did, instead of controlling the taxes over the keep, normally you would click on the keep to control it. You click on the popularity icon over here and you adjust it over here. And that's how you adjust different things. You have your rations, your taxes, the ale rate.
No inbuilt.
Yes, I know there's no inbuilt, thank you. Religion,
No church built.
candles being used. Everything here is very basic, very, very, very familiar to Crusader, the original Crusader. It's just wonderful that they've got new scenarios in the game, and it's wonderful that we've got a brand new way of viewing the game, brand new graphics engine, and everything just looks absolutely fantastic. Now, another feature that I have not played with yet is multiplayer. This game, as the previous games have been done, can be supported with multiplayer, so you can play it with other people that you might know. So that's a wonderful thing to do. Of course, if we go into single player here, there's also skirmish trails. So that's a thing that they actually had in the original Crusader. So there's actually a bunch of different little skirmishes that you can do besides the campaigns, like with Lionheart and whatnot. So another thing I wanted to kind of show you guys here is the walls. I mean, I don't really have much more to say about the game. I'll kind of tell you my overall opinion toward the end of the review, but my reviews nowadays really isn't about me just coming on here and saying, yeah, this is what I think of it. I'm mainly wanting to show you guys what it looks so you can kind of decide for yourself. It's really awesome that you have this camera view that you can change like perfectly instead of just having 4 different views from the original game. This is obviously a huge step up from the first Crusader, but then again, it's been a very long time since the first Crusader was made. So I think this game is going to be a huge success. I think it's very popular. Is it worth $50? Well, that just kind of depends. If you are a die-hard Stronghold fan, I recommend that you buy this game because Crusader was such a fantastic game, and now that they've added a sequel, added new scenarios, and new scenarios are going to come, it's just absolutely fantastic. Of course, I'm out of stone.
Not enough stone, sire.
I'll go ahead and pause the game here. You can kind of look at some of these buildings at least. I don't know why that's still there. The hovels, you have hovels. You actually can still place those. I guess if I unpause, there we go, that goes away. You have an inn, you have a chandler's workshop, you have a church, apothecary, water plots, water wells, you have all your basic food stuffs. All very fantastic. So my overall rating out of 10 for this game, I give it a 9 out of 10. Now the reason I say that, I know a lot of people say, you're very biased. Obviously you like the game, you like the series. A lot of things have been taken out, yes, and yes, I probably should take account of that. I know this review wasn't super long, but it was just kind of a first look for those of you who wanted to see what it's like, see what it looks like, and help you decide if you wanted to get it. I personally like it. I mean, there's a lot of features that I really missed from Stronghold 2, but I cannot compare it. Like I've said many times in this video, you cannot compare Stronghold with Stronghold Crusader. We have 2 completely different games here. If they added it to the game, I would have given it an even higher score. I would have been completely amazed. But the game hasn't changed too much, which is a good thing. They've changed graphics, they've changed voices, they've changed audio, and those are things that I'm really happy with. Those things have improved greatly. Combat has not changed. I like that. I don't like it to be super fast-paced where you don't know what's going on and it's impossible to keep up with everything. all of that originality is still there, and this is definitely a game for the books. It's a fantastic game. I give it a 9 out of 10. So let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry if you disagree with me. Hopefully this video just kind of helped you kind of get a look at the game, even if you just like muted me and didn't listen to me and just kind of looked at the stuff I was doing. I'm glad that I could help you out in any way that I did. So I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you later.